Namaste students. So last class we studied about working with functions chapter 3 and today it is chapter 4 and we studied about last class we studied about passing parameters. So there are three types of passing parameters. Those parameters are positional arguments, default arguments and key arguments. That means we can pass some values from calling function to the called function, or we can say instead of calling function we can say it as called function also. So three types of passing parameters. So first one is positional arguments, required arguments that we have to put. Next, default arguments. Third, keyword arguments. So what do you mean by positional argument? So just go through all those things. And here positional argument means here you need to match the number of arguments with the number of parameters required. That means data type should be same whenever you are passing the values from calling function to the called function. So data type should be the same and number of arguments that should be the same. Here DEF check, actually it passes three arguments A, B, C, and whenever in receiving end, that means in function call or in function header, it should include the three arguments. Instead of ABC we can use some other values X, Y, Z, or some other constants, literals, etc. we can use. Here A, B, C, three arguments, and here in case data type also that should be the same whenever you are passing or calling the function. Check is a function, you are calling that function ABC, or you can use XYZ. So function call, in function call you can use XYZ, or you can use some literals, or you can use some constants, etc. And while passing the values from function call to function definition, but in this case function header is there. So number of arguments should be the same and number of arguments should be same and data type should be same. So then only it is possible to pass the values from calling function to the called function. And some examples also given in last class. Next one is second one, that is default argument. So what do you mean by default argument? See, default arguments means, see, number of arguments should be the same here. Instead of specifying the variable name, instead of specifying the identifier name, here it is rate is given, and here itself we are going to match with the values. Here rate equal to 0.10, so we are going to put some value, and in this case default value for parameter rate, so that is equal to 0.10. So these are about default arguments, and here non-default arguments cannot follow default statements or arguments. A parameter having default value in function header is known as a function default parameter. Next, move on to the next some examples regarding to the default arguments. Here see, first one is default interest, then PRIN time rate is given 0.10. Actually this type of function definition or function header, it is legal. That means it is allowed in Python programming language. Take the second one, DEF interest PRIN time equal to 2 and rate is not specified, and here in this case it is illegal because rate equal to something 0.10 it is allowed, it is treated as a default argument, it is already considered as default argument or default parameter, but in this case time is not specified as a default argument, so that particular statement is illegal. In second case also, principal amount is given, time also given, rate is not specified, so it is wrong. So whenever you are passing the values, default arguments, once you consider some variable as default arguments, that should be mentioned. Then only we can assign some values to other variables like principal amount or time. If without specifying rate equal to something, it's not possible to pass the values through other variables like principal amount and time. So third one also wrong, and fourth one and fifth one, so rate is mentioned, so these two things are it is considered as legal. So we can use. Okay, there are some advantages of default parameters are listed below. They can be used to add new parameters to the existing function. They can be used to add new parameters to the existing function. So we can use default arguments to add new parameters. They can be used to combine similar functions into one. Okay, here also by using default arguments we can combine two functions, two or more functions. That means combine similar functions into one. Okay, next move on to the here. The default values for parameters are considered only if no value is provided for that parameter in the function called statement. Next, third one is keyword arguments. See, keyword arguments. Actually, here we can change the order of variable name. Order of variable name. So instead of using, so in first, it is given that principal amount mentioned first, time is mentioned in second field, and rate is mentioned in third field. By specifying the variable name here for principal amount PRIN, time TIME, rate RATE, by specifying the variable name, we can change the order of passing the variables in our program. So it is allowed in Python programming language. Such arguments, that means by changing the positions, such arguments, it is called as keyword arguments or named arguments. Named arguments. So in case if you are passing four variables, it's no need not to be in serial or sequential order. So anywhere we can specify the name itself, and anywhere we can pass the values. So such arguments are called as keyword arguments. And here keyword arguments are very important, and you can expect this question for examination also. For 2 or 3 marks you can expect this. So it's very important. Okay, so far we studied in last class. So today we are going to study about how to pass the function, or how to pass the values from one function to another function, how a function, Python function works. See, for example, actually we have to write a program to add two numbers through a function. See, actually whenever you are going to implement a function in your program, in main function, or we can say in caller function or calling function, just we need to access the input values and calling function and displaying the values. So three things should be included. Printing function or outputting function is not required now. So that can be performed in called function itself. Called function means function itself. Called function means it's our task. It is to perform some certain task. So far we studied about functions. Actually main reference of this one only. And here what happens is calling function means main function. That means all the variables function call already defined in that program segment. It is called as calling function. So what happens is, so after reading input from the user, you are sending such input to a particular function. Here num1 you are going to access first number, num2 that is to access second number, and then you are calling sum equal to calculate sum num1 comma num2. That means you are passing two values or values of two variables to another function. So what happens is, control, actually flow of control that will jump from this particular statement to here, called function, and along with the values also, and num1 that will be copied to x and num2 will be copied to y. And here what happens is, see here it is already specified here, passing arguments, you are passing the values or passing the variables from one function to another function. So x copies the value of num1 and y copies the value of num2, and you are passing the values, and after performing the addition or sum s equal to x plus y, you are adding x and y and saving the value of x and y to yes, and next return yes. Here return yes, what happens is that returns the value of yes to sum. So directly it will come to here. So sum will be loaded with the value of yes. Sum will be loaded with the value of yes, and here also return values are specified. Return value specified. See, actually in calling function there are three variables are specified: num1, num2 and sum. But here you are passing two arguments or two variables, num1 and num2. It is called as actual arguments. Actual arguments. So variables or identifiers used to pass the values from one function to another function in a calling function or caller function, or in function call, it is called as actual arguments or actual parameter. And here num1 and num2 are actual argument or actual parameter. Just go through this one, called function x and y. So two variables are there which receives the values from num1 and num2, and here it is called as x and y is called as formal arguments or formal parameter. And here s is not considered as a parameter or argument, and here sum is not considered as parameter or arguments, because we are not using such values to pass from one function to another function. But in this case, after execution of this particular program or function, you are going to return the value of s, not yes. Value of s that will be returned to this function. So sum equal to calculate sum num1 comma num2, and here you are going to display the values. So two things that we have to specify here: passing arguments from calling function or called function to caller function to called function, and then returning values. See, this diagram is very important to understand the how to pass the values from one function to another function and how a function works. It defines how a function works. Okay, next move on to the next slide. Here there is a program to calculate simple interest using function interest that can receive principal amount, time and rate, and returns calculated simple interest. Do specify default values for rate and time as 10%, 2 yearly respectively. See, just go through this one. Default interest principal amount is not given, time equal to 2, rate equal to 0.10. Which type of parameter that we are using here? See, it's not positional, so default values given, here time equal to 2, rate equal to 0.10, or we can say not only default value, we can consider it as keyword or named arguments also. Here named argument, under named argument not needed to be specified, that means initialized all the values. Okay, and under this particular function header, return principal star rate star time. So three things. Next, principal amount equal to float, input enter principal amount, and you are going, that means principal amount is not specified, so we need to read the values. So float, input enter principal amount, and then you have to calculate simple interest, and simple interest can be calculated by using the interest function. So you are calling SI1 equal to interest principal amount. That means you are passing the principal amount only, not needed to be passed the time and rate, because time and rate already mentioned. So just we are passing principal amount only, and here you can get the values, that such values, that particular value returned from the return function. So print rs dot equal to SI1, so it is given. So ROI, that means rate of interest, float, input enter rate of interest ROI, time equal to, that means you are changing the values. Here time equal to int input enter time in years, and then next print simple interest with your provided ROI and time values is SI2 equal to interest principal amount time rate of interest divided by 100. So here what happens is, see, both function call that will be executed. So if it is already mentioned with the some values, that means default values. Again we are providing some other values, principal amount, time and rate of interest, that will be executed. So not a problem. So this is another type of execution. That means already function header, it's already specified with some values, principal amount is not mentioned, but time and rate of interest is given. So even though such values are given, again we can overload such values with some other values, so that will be also executed. So go through the next one. Next slide, that is about returning values from functions. Functions in Python may or may not return a value. You already know about it. There can be broadly two types of functions in Python. Python returning some values. So functions returning some values is called as non-void function. That means returning value. Second, functions not returning any value. That means you are using void function. So void indicates there is nothing to return. So void indicates there is nothing to return. So void is used. Functions returning some value, non-void functions. The functions that return some computed result in terms of a value fall in this category. The computed value is returned using return statement as per syntax. Return values. That means non-void function. In non-void function, that means void is not mentioned, it is not used as a prefix in any other function, then return function can be used. In case if you are using void function, return statement is not there. So void indicates there is nothing to return. Such function is treated as a void. So the value being returned can be one of the following. It may be a literal, or we can say constant, or it may be a variable, or an expression. It may be an expression. So three things, any one of these three things. Here example also given, return 5, that means it is legal. Return 6 plus 4, expression, it's also legal. Return a, that means you are returning an identifier or variable. Return a star star 3, that means involving variable name and some literal also, some constant value, that is 3 is constant value, it's also given. Return a plus a to the power 2, that means double star 2 and divided by b, it's also allowed. Return a plus b divided by c, and this type of return values or literals or an expression that can be included, not a problem. Okay, next move on to the next slide. There is some important points. Just go through this one. The returned value of a function should be used in the caller function or program inside an expression or a statement. See, the returned value of a function should be used in the caller function or program inside an expression or a statement. Say example, for the above mentioned sum function in previous slides, sum function is also given. The following statements are using the return value in right manner. Add result equal to sum a comma b. So in the previous, sum is given, or in simple interest also SI2 is also given, SI1 also given like this. Sum equal to add result equal to sum instead of bracket a comma b. That means assigning returned value to a that particular variable. Add result is a variable using assignment statement. Next, print sum a 3 comma 4. Here also function itself that will send the value, that will assign with the values without any assignment statement, so directly you can display. And next one is sum 4 comma 5 greater than 6, the returned value being used in the relational expression, and this type of function can be, return function we can use like this also. So it is allowed in Python programming language. If you do not use their value in any of these ways and just give the standalone function call, and what happens? Python will not report an error, but their return value is completely wasted. So there is no, what we can say, it's not a error, but it is considered, what happens is already by using return value or return function, it returns a value that will be wasted only. Okay, next one is whenever a function returns a value, and such function is called as fruitful functions. See, here it is given, functions returning a value are known as fruitful functions. Fruitful functions, it's very important, you can expect this question for final examination. So what do you mean by fruitful function? Next, function not returning any value, that means void function. The functions that perform some action or do some work but do not return any computed value or final value to the caller are called void function. Void function, that means it's already explained many times. Void means there is nothing to return. Such function is called as void function. So what happens without void? In case if you are using void function, return function is not used in this case. So what happens? So directly we are going to display output there only. In calling function only we are going to display output. So in that situation, if you are using void function, we can display there only. So return function, for a void function, return statement does not have any value or expression being returned. That is keyword return without any value or expression. See, here it is given. Following are some examples of void functions. See, here these are all called as void function. Definition greet. So there itself you are going to display print hellos. Next, greet one. Definition greet one, name, print hello as a name. Default quote, goodness counts, return. So return function is used, but nothing to return here. Definition print sum a comma b comma c. Print sum is a plus b plus c, return, nothing to return here. And here the void functions are generally not used inside a statement or expression in the caller. It's not used in the caller function or calling function. Their function call statement is a standalone complete statement in itself. For example, for the above all four defined void functions, the function call statement can take the form. Here greet one, greet one, quote, print sum 4,6. As you can see that all these function call statements are standalone. That means there itself it will going to display. These are not part of any other expression or statement. So there itself you are going to display. And we can, in case if you are going to display answers there itself or result there itself, and of course we can send return, we can use return function also. That means we can return the answer to the calling function or called function even though you are going to display answer in function itself or calling function itself. It's not a problem. Next slide. See here some code is given. Definition replicate, then print dollar, print replicate itself, and second code definition replicate one, return dollar. So here it is returning, and in the above in code one just printing there itself. So what happens is here output produced by above code will be, here code one it will print dollar first then return. So while returning, so what happens? Returning means you are calling the same function, nothing to return. Return function is not there, so nothing to return, so it will display none. So first it will display dollar, then it will display none. Take the second code. So what happens? Here it return dollar symbol, and again it will take the, it will execute same set of instruction. Okay, these are difference between these two code lines. Here Python, you can have the following four possible combinations of functions. Non-void functions without any arguments. That means nothing to return, no arguments to pass. Second one, no void function with some arguments. Nothing to return but some arguments. And no functions, no function returns without any arguments, no function returns with arguments. See, non-void functions, that means functions with return values without any arguments, functions with return values with arguments, and functions without arguments, without return values without arguments, without return values with some argument. So four types of functions. Okay, next, returning multiple values. So return function can be used to return many values at a time. That means here we need comma separator. Here comma separator, that is to separate the different values to pass. Different values or more number of values to pass, we need comma operator. See, unlike other programming language, see, you can take any other programming language like C, C++ or any other programming language. It returns only one value, only one expression or only one constant at a time. But in Python, it returns more than one value, more than one value, more than one constant, more than, so like this. See, Python lets you return more than one value from a function. To return multiple values from a function, you have to ensure the following things. The return statement inside a function, you have to ensure following things. The return statement inside a function body should be of the form given below: return value 1, variable 1, expression 1, next value 2, variable 2, expression 2, like this. The function call statement should receive or use the returned values in one of the following ways. See this definition squared x comma y comma z. You are returning three values: x into x, comma y into y, z into z. T equal to squared 2 comma 3 comma 4. Here function call. So first one is function definition, or we can say function header. So here you can display print t. Here t is a tuple. Variable t that receives the returned values is a tuple. Recall that comma separated values are taken as a tuple. The return statement returning comma separator multiple values expressions. Now you can use the tuple t with usual operations. Okay students, these are about today's session. So up to returning multiple values. So study properly, and I will send worksheet along with this video link. Go through that one and submit in time.